After checking out this semi-rig parked in Siouxland.
And deployed in Kuwait and quarantined, historian Veterans Voices.
Plus, with Siouxland temps sky high, do you know how to protect yourself? KCAU 9 News at 10 starts now.
We are Siouxland proud. This is KCAU 9 News at 10.
And good evening. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Tim Seaman.
And I'm Sophie Erber. South Dakota authorities tonight say they are conducting a death investigation centering on a semi-truck found on the shoulder of I-29.
New details in our top story tonight at 10. That semi-rig was found on the shoulder of the southbound lane of I-29, about 12 miles south of Beersford, South Dakota. That's between exits 35 and 36.
South Dakota State troopers, public safety officers, and some people dressed in what looked like hazmat gear were on that scene with the big rig throughout the day. Late this afternoon, that semi-cab and trailer were towed away separately. We are also told that investigators checked out a silver pickup truck found parked near that semi, at times holding up a sheet near the vehicle. The South Dakota Department has released no other details on its criminal investigation, but we will continue to follow this developing story. For the very latest information at all times, you can visit SiouxlandProud.com or the KCAU 9 mobile news app.
Rising costs associated with the construction of a new Woodbury County jail, and who should build that facility that's now being totaled at more than $50 million in construction were the focus of Tuesday's Board of Supervisors meeting.
You can spin it however you want, guys. Local labor is not being used, okay? That's what happened across the street. That's what we used across the street, and that's why we're tearing it down.
Ernie Colt represents Local 948 of the Carpenters Union. He was referencing the old jail across the street from the county supervisor's offices in the courthouse. He's questioning just how many local workers will be hired for the project after an Omaha company submitted the lowest construction bid.
We've got some quality labor around here, absolutely. There are facets of this project that we do need to go outside. We need those, okay? The rest of the project, we can handle this work, absolutely.
Some people are losing sight of the fact that this is a bond issue, and that has its own set of rules and laws. So again, we feel like we're kind of painted into a corner, and we just have no choice. And it's
only 2 companies submitted bids for the jail project, W.A. Klinger of Sioux City being the other. Supervisors aren't expected to award a bid for that project for several weeks.
Meanwhile, Clay County voters have rejected a proposal to build a new courthouse and jail. As of news time, 4 of 7 precincts officially reporting, but with more than 1,300 of the votes, the people of Clay County have voted no on the bond issue. Though the $41 million proposal was rejected, Clay County has another option: to renovate the current historic courthouse and build a new jail. That option, though, expected to cost taxpayers even more, with a price tag of $55 million. And as promised, Iowa Governor Kim Reynolds has signed into law a change to state election laws that sets new limits on who can assist voters in delivering ballots. It says no one can deliver a ballot for another voter unless they live in the same home or are immediate family. It also sets new limits on who can help deliver a ballot for a blind or disabled voter.
A slew of high-traffic websites ranging from news outlets to social media platforms suffered simultaneous global outages early this morning. CNN, Reddit, PayPal, Hulu, HBO Max, and more were all affected. The incident was quickly resolved, but today's incident is adding cybersecurity tensions when things are already high because of some high-profile breaches recently. Meanwhile, classes at Des Moines Area Community College were canceled for a 3rd consecutive day after a security incident there last Friday. Some of DMAC's IT assets, including online instruction and its telephone system, were affected. We reached out to administrators at Western Iowa Tech Community College here in Sioux City today to see if they were concerned or if any other Siouxland campuses had been impacted. CFO Troy Jasmine tells us that so far the college has not experienced any issues and hasn't heard of any other at the state's other community colleges.
The Des Moines man accused of leading a surge of rioters inside the U.S. Capitol made his plea in court this morning.
At this time, on behalf of Mr. Jensen, Your Honor, we'd waive a formal reading of the indictment and enter a plea of not guilty to each count.
The attorney for Doug Jensen is asking the judge to consider a pretrial release. Jensen says he needs to return to Iowa, quote, to get his affairs in order, including arranging for health insurance coverage for his family. Jensen has agreed to wear a tracking device and to not use any internet-connected devices. Meanwhile, a new Senate report lays out the multiple law enforcement failures leading up to and even during that Capitol riot. The report blames a series of missteps by Capitol Police and other agencies that caused officers to plan for the event as if it was just another presidential rally, even though activists were openly planning to storm the Capitol, sharing their plans in online posts. The report also found fault with the FBI and with Homeland Security for not giving specific warnings about intelligence that they had already gathered. Turning our attention now to something quite different. Tuck away those mittens and jackets if you haven't already. Bring out the bathing suits as warm temperatures are clearly here to stay.
We have some important information for those of you spending time in the sun. KCAU 9 News reporter Mallory Smith talked with folks working long hours in high temperatures today and shares what they have to say about staying safe.
While you might want to get out of the house and enjoy these warmer months, it becomes more important to be aware of the dangers that come with being active in the heat. So we spoke with some of the pros who gave us their best advice. Summer, the time so many have looked forward to for months. And in Siouxland, temperatures can rise into the 90s. But while you might enjoy the sunshine, it can be dangerous, especially for those who work long hours outdoors.
Well, at times it can be a little exhausting. You know, heat gets to you and you can get a little dizzy at times. You can get shivers, and at times it feels like you're tired, and so it's pretty intense sometimes.
Sergio Saravia is a landscaper. On his first day on the job, Saravia became very dizzy with severe cramps. He was suffering from heat exhaustion.
I started to feel cold, and I can work really well, and so one of my supervisors at that time put me in the shade, and then he ran water through my wrist, so it cooled me down, and I guess welcome to the heat.
But like construction worker Jonathan Chiquette, he took steps to keep himself safe in high temperatures.
You know, you just kind of get used to it after a while. We acclimate pretty well, and we know like when to take shade and when you're off work, you know, stay hydrated.
Dr. Kevin Hankey with Unity Point Health St. Luke says cramping is usually the beginning stages of heat exhaustion and heat stroke. But as it worsens,
we started getting the headaches, we started getting the fatigue, we might have some nausea and vomiting associated with that. That's our heat exhaustion, and then the worst is heat stroke.
Chiquette says thankfully he's learned the signs of heat-related illnesses to help himself and others around him.
Actually life-threatening, and at that point they need to seek medical attention.
Once your body experiences heat stroke, the doctor says you will stop sweating. You'll feel dry to the touch, and your body will overheat.
I think a lot of us, you know, we're smart enough to, when we need to take a break, we do it. And then, you know, our boss, you know, he understands it's hot out here. He, you know, when you need to take a break, you have to. You don't have a choice, so.
This Thursday is predicted to be the warmest day of the week. Our meteorologist tells me temperatures could be approaching 100 degrees. So make sure you aren't doing strenuous activities for long periods of time outdoors. And if you have to be outside, stay hydrated or find shade. Mallory Smith, KCAU 9 News.
All right, Mallory, thanks for that. And Scott joins us now, and this has been as long a stretch of this type of heat as I can remember in quite a while, Scott.
Yeah, very hot conditions have been with us for basically the entire month of June so far, Tim and Sophie. As we look at the high temperatures that occurred across Siouxland today, you can see that those reached up into the upper 80s to middle 90s, with Sioux City measuring a high of 90 today, 93 in Lamar's, 95 up to the north in Sioux Falls, where the air was a little drier, giving a greater capacity for the air to heat up. 94 in Tacoma, 90 degrees in Denison. As we look at the month of June so far, you can see that high temperatures have been above average each day. And over the weekend, we had a couple of days with highs in the mid-90s. Today, we have that high temperature of 90. It doesn't look like any significant breaks are going to be coming anytime soon. So hopefully your air conditioner is in working order and stays that way. Here's the view now from the Ho-Chunk Center camera set up in downtown Sioux City. A warm evening in Siouxland with temperatures still holding steady in the 60s and 70s outside, even some 80s for some, including Sioux City. It's still 81 at this hour. We have the wind in from the southeast at 8 miles an hour. Throughout relative humidity at 54% and the dew point at 63. Temperatures you can see at 75 in Norfolk, 77 degrees in O'Neill, Nebraska. Checking in with 81 in Yankton. It's now 81 degrees in Storm Lake, 79 in Spencer, and the temperature measured at 77 in Denison and Carroll. So again, another very warm evening throughout Siouxland. Temperatures will only descend into the mid and upper 60s later on tonight. As you can see, the wind is now from the southeast. We have that sustained between 5 and 10 miles per hour, so it's lost some of its speed versus earlier today. 7 miles per hour in Esterville and Storm Lake. The wind measured at just 3 miles an hour from the southeast in O'Neill. Looking at the radar picture close to home, well, earlier this afternoon, there were some showers that were happening down toward Interstate 80 and Omaha. Those have since fallen apart. Where we have most of the activity at this time is way off to the west. As you can see that we have some very intense thunderstorms that are taking aim at the Black Hills area toward Rapid City and continuing to work their way through north central South Dakota. So some severe weather happening out that way. You can see that those thunderstorms are going to band together and push through the state of Nebraska overnight, but it's likely that that'll stay just to the west of our KCAU 9 coverage area. We'll have sunshine and hot weather once again for tomorrow, as it looks like highs are going to be stepping up into the low and mid 90s. As Mallory mentioned, Thursday is likely to be the hottest of the next 9 here, as it looks like the high temperature will be in the mid 90s in Sioux City. Some spots could get close to 100 degrees. You can finally see a cold front taking shape as we close out the stormcast here around the midday hours on Thursday, setting up some cloud cover in western Nebraska and South Dakota. That is going to be moving in during the early morning on Friday here and delivering a shot at some showers and storms. Here's the severe weather outlook for Thursday night. It shows that the stage is set for some intense thunderstorms to happen there in parts of South Dakota where there's an enhanced risk of severe weather inside of the orange on your screen. Again, this being just to the west of Siouxland on Thursday night. We expect those showers and storms to make their way toward us as we get into Friday. By the time that they arrive, they're likely to lose some of their strength, but still some potential at seeing a strong storm occur. Even if we do get some heavy downpours out of that, it's not really going to aid us in terms of our drought situation. And you can see the extended rain outlook is pretty dry here with the different shades of tan and brown over the upper Midwest and really most of the nation. Not a whole lot of areas picking up on the precipitation. Tonight a low of 67, clear skies, staying mild, and tomorrow a high of 92 for the afternoon, sunny and hot. Here's the 9 on 9 forecast. Again, Thursday, the hottest day to come here with a high temperature of 95, mostly sunny. A good chance of storms, especially on Friday morning. And then it looks like we'll cool things off temporarily for the weekend, mid to upper 80s and some less humidity for a time, but right back to the 90s next week. So a good idea to jump in the pool like this dog, Clyde. He was enjoying a little escape from the heat. Thanks to Jan for sending in this picture from Lake Park, Iowa. Make sure to go to our website and send in your own weather pictures.
All right, thanks a lot. That looks really good right now. Too bad those pools wouldn't fit us.
I wish that my dog liked pools. He's not a fan of water.
Got to get him used to it this summer.
Find a pool. Yeah. Hot weather, of course, means that Sioux City's Saturday the Park Festival is just around the corner.
What artists and bands are set to perform on the second stage, the Abe Stage, during this year's 2-day musical event coming up. But first, Veterans Voices meet the first soldier from the 185th to be quarantined while stationed overseas during the pandemic. We'll be right back.
You're watching KCAU 9 News with Tim Seaman, Sophie Herber, Chief Meteorologist Scott Larson, and Sports Director Jake Jones. This is KCAU 9 News at 10.
With all of the training that members of the military go through before deploying, many have no idea of what was coming in the wake of COVID-19.
That's right. KCAU 9's Hannah Adamson spoke with a member of the 185th who was the first to be quarantined while deployed in Kuwait, and he is the focus of this week's Veterans Voices.
I think deployments are more what you make of them, you know.
Senior Airman Mark Ramirez with the 185th Air Refueling Wing went on his first deployment to Kuwait in January of 2020.
Tensions were high because an Iranian general had just been assassinated 3 days before we had gotten there.
Ramirez served as a security forces member, working 12 to 14-hour shifts outdoors with temperatures reaching 130 degrees.
We're checking personnel's packages that are also coming in. We're checking vehicles. We had K9 out there.
But soon Ramirez would face an entirely different and unexpected challenge during his deployment.
We were kind of the guinea pigs, so we were the first group of people to be quarantined in Kuwait.
The pandemic reaching his base, leaving him quarantined after an exposure to someone who tested positive for COVID-19.
You would just try and find some weights and just try and work out, keep yourself occupied.
While Ramirez did not test positive for the virus, his return home was delayed by roughly 3 months.
And it hits you deep. You know, you're expected to come back home. You know, you have this set date, but everything's subject to change overseas.
Adding his training made the unexpected change par for the course.
The military isn't going to conform to you. You got to conform to the military.
Ramirez is now full-time with the Security Forces Squadron. And even though his first deployment proved a not-so-typical experience, he's hoping to sign up for as many deployments down the line as he can.
I'm super grateful every day I wake up that I'm part of the 185th Security Forces Squadron.
For Veterans Voices, Hannah Adamson, KCAU 9 News.
And we are proud to tell the stories here of our Siouxland veterans at KCAU every Tuesday during our 10 o'clock newscast.
And nominations are always accepted, so if you know of a veteran with a story that they'd like to share with us, just email it to veteransvoices@kcautv.com. Saturday in the park, officials have released the lineup for what is known as the second stage, or the ABE stage, for the upcoming July Music Festival.
That's right, looking forward to it. Saturday in the Park founder Dave Bernstein announced the list of artists for that ABE stage.
And there is a wide variety of artists set to perform, including, beginning with Friday's show, a Sioux City Country act that will get things rolling, and then the headliner and the Southern Cal punk rock band Face to Face plays at 9 o'clock.
On Saturday, many more artists are taking the stage. That includes Sioux City hip-hop group Dad and platinum rapper Waka Flocka Flame headlines Saturday night. You can find the full lineup for the ABE stage and the main stage, complete with the times they're expected, on our website right now at SiouxlandProud.com, or click that story on the KCAU 9 mobile news app. And we switch gears.
I gotta look at that again. Waka who?
I was actually just about to tell you, Tim. I have some song recommendations of Waka Flocka Flame.
You do?
If you would like some, I can
don't even have
pass those your way. I can pass them your way as well.
I need it.
I can't even Google that.
We have sports, though.
We do have sports. No Flame in sports tonight. The X's, rough series opener last night against Chicago. Could Sioux City bounce back tonight? Well, those highlights and more still to come after the break.
To pull together just to get this win today.
And with the win, the Spencer Tigers are moving on into the state semifinals. Those are going to be tomorrow. That game kicks off at 12:30. But for now, from Des Moines, Jacob Russo, KCAU 9 Sports.
Great seasons for both.
Indeed. Thanks, Jake. We'll be right back with an update on the forecast. First, this live look.
Probably get tired of hearing us say this if you've been watching nightly, but it's a warm and beautiful night here in Siouxland, and temperatures set to be that way tomorrow.
The heat goes on. We'll see a low temperature tonight in the upper 60s, 67 for Sioux City, with a clear sky, and tomorrow 92 for the afternoon high temperature. More sunshine on the way. Thursday is going to be the hottest of the next 9, as it looks like we'll hit a high of 95. A few strong storms through the morning hours of Friday, as temperatures temporarily fall off into the 80s, right back into the 90s, though, with sunny skies next week.
Be prepared. That's the best way. Stay hydrated as well. Thanks for joining us tonight.
We hope you join us again tomorrow. Until then, have a great night, everyone.